My mother and I have been watching Breaking Bad lately. Uh, I like it. I thought the show was way longer than it actually is. I thought it was like 6 seasons, 20 episodes a season, but it's like 10 episodes a season and 5 seasons. I talked in my New Year's Eve video about how I don't let myself enjoy things because if I enjoy it, then I won't have it anymore. And I use food as an example, how I'll buy food or I'll get food as a gift and I'll just let it sit there and spoil. Because if I eat it, then I won't have it anymore, so I guess in my brain it's better for it to go bad instead of just letting myself enjoy it, because if I enjoy it, then I can't enjoy it later. But now that I'm actually thinking about how I do that with everything, I'm realizing I do it with everything. Like, I always hear people talking about how Breaking Bad is the best show ever. Everything about the show is perfect. And whenever a show is that popular and that acclaimed, I kinda go out of my way to not watch it. Not because I wanna be like cool and like be against the popular thing, but I do it because I'm thinking if it's really that good, then me watching it needs to be really special. I need to not watch that show until I get a boyfriend and he's the love of my life and I get married to him, and then he and I can watch it together. And I do that, and that's stupid, first of all, because I love my mother, and in a strange way we haven't really spent that much time together in my life. And now that she's finally agreed to watch this with me, she was the one that suggested it. She was like, if we're gonna watch something together, I want it to be this. This is my favorite show, something like that. And now that I'm watching it with her, I'm just really happy that she and I can enjoy something together. Because moms, they can drop dead any day, Not that she's ancient or anything, I just always feel like people are gonna die. But I do that not so much with TV shows, because I do watch a lot of TV shows, but with movies, I absolutely do. Like, there is so many huge popular movies that I've never seen before. Like, I've never seen any Harry Potter. I've never seen any, like, Hunger Games. I watched, like, 20 minutes of the first Star Wars movie. That's the only Star Wars I've ever seen. I've never seen any superhero movie. I've never seen The Avengers, Indiana Jones, Justice League, Batman. Nothing like Star Trek. I'm looking up the most popular movie series. Spider-Man. None of this. I've never seen any of this. And this is partially, I think, because I've never really had occasion. Like, I've never, like, turned down the opportunity to watch these. Nobody's ever been like, hey, let's watch this movie, and I'm like, no. I have to wait until the perfect timing to watch this movie. It's not like that. I've always had in the back of my mind, oh, everybody's talking about how great this is and it's the best thing ever. But I won't watch it. I need to wait until I'm with the perfect person in the perfect situation, and then I will watch that movie. And I do it with music too. Like, if something is like the most acclaimed artist or album ever, I don't listen to it because I want to wait and listen to it with the perfect person. And it's weird because I only really do this with super popular or super acclaimed things. I think it's like a mental thing. Like, if I meet the average person, they're probably gonna be like, oh my god, Harry Potter, oh my god, The Hunger Games, oh my god, Star Wars, because those are the most popular, most beloved ones. But if it's something more obscure, like a musical artist that's more obscure, or a movie or a TV show that's more obscure, or more like scrutinized, more like looked down on, then I'll let myself watch it. 'Cause, like if it's hated on, then I like to watch it to see if it's really... Well, that's not true. Sorry, I'm talking wrong. But if something is like hated, I don't really care if people hate it. Actually, I like things that are hated because sometimes they're good. Sometimes they're hated. Most of the time they're hated because of the fan base that watches it. Like Supernatural, I fucking love Supernatural because that is the goofiest show ever made. Well, at least the goofiest show that I've ever watched. And it's weird because Supernatural is... I have a whole thing with Supernatural. You'll hear about that later. Not in this video, but if you pay attention, I'm gonna talk about Supernatural. But Supernatural is funny because it's popular. Like, Supernatural is popular enough to have 15 seasons of this show. This long-ass show with long-ass episodes and long-ass seasons. 15 seasons. 15 seasons. And a yearly convention and a super strong fan base almost 5 years after the show ended. Oh my god, it's 2024. That's stupid. But Supernatural is like popular, but I feel like the average person, if you mention Supernatural, they'll be like, yeah, isn't that show with like demons and everybody's gay for some reason? I feel like that is the general population's view of Supernatural. Supernatural's weird because it's popular enough to be like that, but it's also like everybody's like, yeah, isn't that the show where the angels and the demons fuck each other? I feel like that's what the general population thinks about Supernatural. Or if it's like a weird indie thing, like one of my favorite movies ever, my second favorite movie ever. My first favorite movie ever is Rocky Horror Picture Show. I was raised on it, so that doesn't really count. My second favorite movie ever is It's Such a Beautiful Day. And I know that that's like a very loved movie, but it's not like Star Wars. So I felt free to watch it, and I ended up loving it. 'Cause like, wait, let me finish my thought. Second favorite movie ever is It's Such a Beautiful Day. Third favorite movie ever, Pootie Tang. I love that movie. But I feel like if it's something super popular and super beloved, if I tell people I haven't watched it, they'll be like, oh my god, you haven't seen Hunger Games, Ballad of the Force Awakens? Oh my god. But if it's something like It's Such a Beautiful Day, where a lot of people probably haven't heard of it, then if I love it and I can meet someone who also loves it, it's like, oh my god, we have this thing in common that the rest of the population probably doesn't have in common. Like, it's like if your favorite song is a really obscure song and you meet someone and they ask you what your favorite song is, because people ask that question all the time, and you have to be like, it's pretty obscure and people don't usually know what it is whenever I tell them about it. And they're like, shoot. And you tell them your favorite song and they're like, yeah, I love that song. I feel like that's the feeling I get when I love something and I allow myself to enjoy something that isn't super popular. But if it is super popular and super loved, I won't let myself enjoy it. Not because I'm cool, not because I'm too cool to enjoy it, but because I haven't earned it yet. God needs to come down from the heavens and watch it with me, or grant me permission to watch it, or I need to die and enter heaven before I can watch it. I need to be in the absolute perfect room, headspace, time, place, age before I let myself watch it. And it's also weird because I feel like, I don't know if other people do that too, but I feel like maybe some other people do it with like music, movies, TV shows, but I also do it with food. Like, besides the fact that I'll let food go bad before I eat it because I'm afraid that I won't have it anymore if I eat it, besides that, there's quite a lot of food that I haven't had. Like, I've never really had fish before. I've had canned tuna, and I tried shrimp etouffee once. I hated it. I had like one bite and I hated it. But besides that, I've never had fish. Like, I've never had sushi or anything fun like that. And I could go to fucking Kroger right now and pick up some California rolls if I really wanted to try it. But I'm like, no. I want the first time I try this normal ass food to be like this special occasion. And that, what is it called? That strategy has worked for me. 'Cause like, obviously I had tried alcohol before, but like my first time getting drunk was really special. I saved it for getting to meet my best friend. And I don't know. I feel like I'm glad that I did wait instead of just getting drunk alone in my room. And this one doesn't really count, but I say one of my favorites. It's not one of my favorite albums anymore. It's in my top 30 favorite albums, for sure. But it used to be like top 3 favorite albums. It's an album called Hot Fuss by The Killers. And this isn't my first time hearing it, but I remember the person who is now my best friend, we had only been talking we'd only known each other for like a few weeks, if that, and it was the Hot Fuss's like 15th or 14th anniversary, I don't remember. But it was the anniversary of that album coming out. And I told her, I was like, guess what day it is? And she was like, what? And I was like, it's the anniversary of the best album ever coming out. And she was like, Hot Fuzz? Wait, no. I said it wrong! She was like, pretty odd, because we were both in the fucking Ryan Ross fan. We met in a group chat for people who were fans of Ryan Ross. And she said pretty odd, because we were both pre-Split Panic fans. That's A Fever You Can't Sweat Out and Pretty Odd. And I was like, no, Hot Fuss. And she was like, who? And I was like, you've never heard Hot Fuss before? She was like, no. I was like, it's the album that Mr. Brightside is from, but that rest of the album is actually really good. And that night, we sat there, and I played it over the speaker for her. I think I had like a laptop at the time, or I had something at the time, and I played it on the laptop, and she was listening to it through her phone speaker. So I'm sure it was shit quality. I'm sure she could barely hear it, but that was the first time she had heard that album, and she loved it, and it became this really special moment for us. And like, now that we've been friends for a long time now, we consider that to be like our album. We consider that to be the album that we became best friends over. And it wasn't my first time hearing it, but it was her first time hearing it, and I just feel like that moment was so special that I wish every time I experience something new, I wish it could be that special. And I know that that's not doable. I know that that's not realistic. I know that that's kind of corny for me to be depriving myself of new experiences because I want the moment to be perfect for every little thing. But I just have this anxiety that I'm gonna experience everything that life has to offer, and I'm not gonna give a shit about any of it. None of it's gonna be fun, none of it's gonna be special, none of it's gonna hold a special place in my heart, even though I have lived my life to this point, and I have experiences and I have things that I hold special to my heart that weren't planned out to be the special, perfect thing. So I know that I'm wrong for thinking that, but I find it hard to stop myself. And I know I made it a New Year's resolution to stop doing this to myself. And physically, with food and with clothes and other stuff, I am going to make a very strong effort to do so. I really will. But with experiences, with movies, with music, it's like, why go out of my way? Why go out of my way to listen to this album that everybody says is great, when maybe one day someone who I don't know they're about to be my best friend in the entire world, but they're gonna be the one that shows it to me. Maybe the love of my life, but I don't know they're the love of my life yet. Maybe they'll be the one that shows this album to me, and it'll be our album. It's kind of stupid, but I can't get that thought out of my head because I'm alone right now. I am so painfully alone right now. And I don't want to just sit in my room and experience everything the world has to offer through my phone. So I don't know. That's just something I was thinking about. I have a video idea. I'm not gonna tell you what it is yet, but I'm still working it out. I think it's pretty funny. But for the video, I need a picture of every president, and I don't own a printer, so I've been drawing them. I want to show them to you. There's George W., the original George W., and John Adams, jolly motherfucker. Thomas Jefferson. I have been looking at presidents' faces a lot lately, and I'm pretty sure Thomas Jefferson was the hottest president. But Thomas Jefferson, I did it in like pencil, and then I drew over it with like kind of a marker pen thingy, and I tried to keep their most prominent or their most unique feature highlighted in the art that I did. I don't know why, but I did. And like you can see that with James Madison in his official presidential portrait. He has like very, prominent under eye circles. I'm not hating at all. I'm just saying it's a very unique feature that he has, and his eyes were kind of like buggy. Like his eyes were kind of here instead of here. So I try to highlight things like that. James Monroe didn't have a lot going on. The way I drew him here, he kind of looks like the Nicolas Cage version of Dracula. Jay Quincy. He didn't have very many prominent features. And Andrew Jackson's official presidential portrait, like the picture that's on the money, he has a very long head, and I don't know if that's accurate or if it's just like a creative choice, but he has a very long face, and he has got a mane on him. Like, it's hard for me to show it with just one color marker, but like his eyebrows were creatures of their own. So I tried my best to kind of captivate things like that in my portraits of them. It's hard. It's kind of hard, especially because I'm not that good at drawing. But I tried to capture their most prominent and unique features. But yeah. 8 down, 38 to go, 37 to go. But yeah. Thank you for watching. Amen.